Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues. Today we are joined by a very special guest, host of She's All Batch, Stefanie Parker. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, as are we.
Yes.
So let's just jump right into this. We have been covering in our Bachelor Nation news and in our Digging Deeper some of the trials and tribulations you've recently been going through due to a letter that was sent to you from ABC's legal department. Please give us your account of this. What is this letter? What was your reaction to it?
Okay. Oh my gosh. Diving right in. My reaction to it was...
Have any pets?
What did you say?
Do you have any pets?
I don't have any pets. Oh, no. Like what? His cat, you mean?
I was just trying to do a lighter question first.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have any pets. No pets. Right. No. No, my initial reaction, I just want to preface because I know ABC listens to this stuff that like everything is my opinion. It's not fact.
Same with us. Everything we say is our opinion.
Right.
Of course.
Allegedly.
So I'm going to speak from my opinion. My initial reaction was, what in the scare tactic is this? This is bullshit. If you actually had any leg to stand on, where was this letter 5 years ago? You've known about me. You've worked with me. There's like, this isn't new. I'm not some new person that came out of nowhere and started interviewing people and now you need to shut me down. So to me, it felt like maybe they thought they could scare me into being quiet. I don't know. But an hour after I got the letter, I did another interview. So if that says anything.
And for those who may not be aware, this letter that we're talking about was a letter sent to you by ABC Legal, basically threatening you with some kind of imaginary future legal action because they were claiming you somehow coerced your Bachelor guests into coming on the show, into breaking their NDA, and how dare you do this? Meanwhile, you have no contract with ABC. You're under no obligation. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, what else was in that letter? What were the kind of like main takeaways from it?
Yeah.
And this was an interview with Mel and Peg from Golden Bachelor, to be clear.
It wasn't just that. No. It was them among a bunch of other people they listed. So they didn't threaten anything. Like, this is the thing. I got the letter. And like my heart rate didn't even increase. Like I was just like scanning. I'm like, what's the end? Let me get to the end. Like I scrolled to the bottom to see like, what is the last line? Like, in conclusion, you were being sued. Like I was just waiting for what the end result was. And the end result was like, so have a great day. Like there was no end result. So, sorry, what was the original question, Chad?
The original question was kind of like, what were the threats that were in there? Or what were the things that were being accused of you? Or, you know, what were kind of like what were their main points?
So their main point was that their contestants are always under contract, even because I used the phrase off contract in an interview. Specifically, they brought up Zoe McGrady. In the specific example they give of Zoe McGrady, they quote me and they like chop up my quote. So I went back to the episode, or they just put like ellipses in between my quote. So I'm like, well, what was this quote from? Where did I say this? In what context was it? So I went back to the interview and I'm literally reiterating what she said. I just repeat it back essentially. And they pull that quote and they said, you know, you're saying people are off contract and we're letting you know they're never off contract, even when they are off contract. You know what I mean?
Hunger Games.
Yeah. So they said that it is actually, they did say it has been brought to their attention that I could be encouraging people to breach their contract. I don't know if it's Joe from the legal department bringing it to their attention or a contestant or who, but it seems like it's them just watching my interviews and coming to their own conclusions. I don't think anyone's really saying that.
But like to coerce someone to break a contract look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't actually know any of this exactly, but I'm pretty sure.
In your opinion.
In my opinion, but I don't think this is in my opinion. I think this is how it actually is. You have to give them some incentive to break the contract, usually financial. You have to say, I will pay you X amount of dollars I know you're under contract and you have an NDA, but I want you to break it, and here's money, or here's some kind of material incentive to do that. I mean, we also do a podcast. We all know how it works. Ain't nobody paying anybody to come on these shows. You're coming on to get your story out or promote your thing or whatever. So I can only assume that's the case in every interview you've ever done.
I've never paid a single penny for anyone to come on my show. If anything, the people that they listed in the legal letter, a majority of them wrote me first, asking.
Yes.
They want to come on because they feel so silenced because they have such a story to tell. And ABC picks and chooses their favorites who get to tell the story and those who don't. And ironically, the ones who don't have a lot of not so great things to say about them, which is what I really think the issue is. They don't want people saying negative things. I think if I said only positive things about the franchise, I would have not gotten a legal letter.
I agree with you on that point. I also, though, think that it is absolutely insane that this is happening now in the timeline of the Bachelor franchise. We are now a calendar year without Bachelor product on television. We have no formal statement from ABC, Warner Brothers, NZK about when the next piece of that material may be coming out, what the state of the franchise even is. I have some inside information that leads me to believe they are shooting Bachelor season 30 in January to air in March. So that's likely when we'll see the first thing. But no one's talking about the franchise in any substantive way except you and a handful of other people.
And you guys. I think it's really just us.
Yeah,
really.
Basically, kind of keeping the flame alive. And so ABC's decision is to threaten one of the only people still interested in the product they are maybe making. Like, it's insane. Who made that decision? How could they come to that conclusion? Like, yep, send the letter.
Right. That's what made me mad. Like, that was the emotion I felt when I was reading it. Wasn't scared or worried. Like, I was like, are we for real right now? After everything we've been through this year, this is what you choose to do? Why not try to team up and like do something together? Why not like say, hey, I have a bunch of people who we want to do interviews. I'll play ball too. Like, it's not like my podcast isn't just I bash the Bachelor. Like, I
of course
allow people to share their stories. And if their stories happen to be negative, that's on them. But like, I've worked with ABC in the past. The original Mel Owens interview, ABC was on the line. My original Cindy and Peg, I've gotten ABC approved interviews. So if they said, hey, we want you to interview like Shane, I know you guys have openly said it, so it's okay, right? That he's going to be the next Bachelor, we think, at least.
We think, yeah.
We think. It's not confirmed.
Opinion,
allegedly.
Et cetera, yes.
Sure.
This is the runner-up from Taylor Frankie Paul season.
Which I think is... I think you guys may disagree. I think it's a horrible choice, but we can go into that too.
Well,
I agree.
I have some
ideas about it. I think it should be a celebrity.
Okay.
I think it should be Chalamet, but apparently
Timothy Chalamet. Yes.
Isn't he dating Kylie?
Yes.
Wait. Well, then what?
This is a joke. I don't. There's no way Timothy Chalamet, even if he was totally single.
Saying, my dream, a celebrity would be my dream.
Okay. Yeah. So you were totally on board with TFP, and now your dreams are shattered.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like they're going to take the wrong message away from what has happened.
Yeah. I think they're just, I don't know who's driving that ship, but that person needs to go like ASAP.
Nobody.
That's the thing. I thought no one was driving the ship. So I'm like, why are they going after the micro shows?
I think Rob Mills is driving the ship.
What decision is this?
I think it's Rob Mills.
We were called Micro Shows by Nick Viall.
Yeah.
I know. So was I. Micro Show May.
Micro Show May.
Remember?
We were all a part of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We were all there.
Yes.
Good times.
I think that Rob Mills is likely driving the ship. And I think Rob Mills has not driven the ship before in a real way because there were other bigger players making the creative decisions for this franchise. I'm not advocating for any of these people, but these are the names that were those people. Mike Fleiss, Alon Gale. At a certain period, we had the kind of disastrous, more recent run with Claire Freeland and Bennett Graebner. They were fired unceremoniously for a wide variety of reasons. Credible, in my opinion. But now I think without that, they brought in Scott Teddy to be the showrunner of the franchise. We saw what he did on Bachelor in Paradise season 10, a disaster, but I don't think that was his fault. I think that was a lot of creative input from executives at Warner Brothers, NZK, Rob Mills, all saying, wow, you got to have the Goldens in there. Make them make out. There's going to be a money prize in the end. Just fuck it. Put it in some weird arbitrary envelopes. Have them do, we should do a casino thing.
You win $36 and this hand is $69.
Yeah. I don't think, like, in my opinion, Scott Teddy did not have anything to do with that. And the season he turned in from a technical standpoint, very serviceable. I thought it looked great. He understands how to tell little stories. And I was super excited to see what he was going to do with Taylor Frankie Paul, like the main game, because that format, you can't really fuck with it as much. I don't think ABC was going to be like, hand out a money prize at the end of the Bachelorette. So I think he had like less constraint there. And in some ways more constraint because of the actual format of the game. But I was excited to see it. Now, I think in terms of like the kind of bigger business decisions, who is the lead going to be? When is the season going to air? When are we going to shoot it? Et cetera, et cetera. I think most of that falls on Rob Mills. And we're seeing the results of that. A year without The Bachelor.
And then yelling at people that still talk about it on top of it.
Yes, exactly. That to me is like when we started covering that, when you were putting out your episode talking about the letter and stuff, I was just like, mind blown at like every level of failure of the decision to send you that letter. Even if they're thinking about it, you know what I mean? It's like at some point, who's checking them being like, wait, what are we doing here? This is a person who's doing one of the only Bachelor shows left in existence as the extinction level event is happening, and they're trying to reboot the series or seemingly, you know what I mean? It's like, why wouldn't they want you to keep talking about it?
The show is so behind in so many ways, and like Love Island and other shows, traders let people go on other podcasts. They're like, the more people see these people, the better promo for our shows.
Yeah.
And they're not only not doing that with Bachelor, they're actively threatening you. It's like, are you trying to get rid of the last few people hanging on who are still interested in your franchise?
It's like they want to fail. It's almost comical. And that's what I said when I was getting pissed off. I'm like, you know what? If your ship is sinking, maybe I just get off the ship and just like, I don't need to go down. I'm not Bachelor Nation. I cover a variety of things. So if you don't want me to cover it that badly, goodbye. Good luck. Like, that's how I feel. And I did. I heard, Lizzie, that you didn't, you got the screener for Taylor, but you were wanting to listen or watch the next morning and then it was pulled. I watched it.
Oh, and was it good?
Yeah. So like,
can you give us a play-by-play of every scene?
I absolutely cannot, because if they're already on my ass for legal reasons, that definitely is something. If I got a legal letter because I exposed something that happened in a screener that I signed an NDA for, 100% come for me.
You actually signed a contract.
Do not come for me for asking a question in an interview. It's insane.
Can you at least tell us, in your opinion, do you think Scott Teddy did a good job or a bad job?
He did the exact same job as any other season. I will say, like, it wasn't anything groundbreaking by any means. It was interesting seeing Taylor in the role. Sure. Yeah. It was like any standard, literally any standard night one Bachelor, like nothing crazy.
Okay. Interesting.
What did you think about the casting of Taylor Frankie Paul and what has happened subsequently?
Oh God. I think when the announcement happened, I was like, okay, these are like a bunch of people. I always would, Jackie, my old co-host, and I would always say like old men in suits sitting around a conference table being like, how do we get the kids interested? And they're like, oh, Taylor Frankie Paul, she's on Hulu. The kids like her. Let's throw her in. Like they don't like her. They don't really like know. So but I
hang
got
on,
what
though. Are you saying Nick Viall didn't come up with this idea?
No, of course. Nick Viall came up with that idea 100%.
Okay. All credit where credit is due.
But I mean,
good catch. Good catch.
Thank you. Keep me grounded. They pulled her because they are in such a state of desperation. Again, weird if you're in this if you're this desperate, why are you shaming the only people talking about your show? But I was like, okay, honestly, fair. You really need a shakeup. You really need a change. This girl's very polarizing. She's the star of one of the top shows on Hulu. I got their reasoning. And for that, I felt exactly how you guys felt. Like, wow, as a Bachelor podcast, this is going to be great for me because then the show's going to be relevant again. That's all we wanted, was the show to be relevant. When was the last time everyone was buzzing about The Bachelor? It's been, I don't even actually remember.
Maybe Chris Harrison getting fired?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely for a negative
2020?
thing.
I mean,
2020.
2022, I think that was, wasn't it?
I mean, even Joey's season, which was a popular season, I don't think was like the most popular season. Yeah. You know, it wasn't super buzzy.
The biggest one in my memory was 23, Bachelor 23, Colton Underwood. That kind of seemed like a climb to an apex in terms of that premiere was 3 hours long. They had Chris Randone and Crystal Nielsen in a hot tub of the parking lot, interviewing people who were like waiting in line to get in. There was a marriage proposal from fans in it.
Yeah, back when it was cool.
Yeah, it was like, not only appointment television, it was like, you had to see this. Oh my God, the spectacle. They did that weird thing with Chris Harrison where he was like, I'm going to post an Instagram post, and if it gets 10,000 likes by the next commercial break, we're going to air a special thing. And it was like a package of his mom congratulating him and shit. I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
Yes. And then he like looked up at the screen and it was just like a video of himself, and he was just so happy to like see himself on screen. I think I made a meme, find someone that looks at you the way Chris Harrison looks at Chris Harrison. I do remember
that. There you go. So that season to me, I mean, there are many moments you can point to, I think, and say like nail in the coffin, nail in the coffin, nail in the coffin, or when did the decline start, whatever. I've done way too much thinking about this, writing about this, etc. But that season 23 to me, there are kind of Machiavellian pieces in place there. That was Alon Gale's last season as executive producer. By the time they got to Pilot Pete, the whole franchise was like a piranha feeding frenzy to try and take his place of the kind of second tier executive producers. But that season they cast Colton Underwood. We all know that story of how he walked into Mike Fleiss's office and they were thinking about Jason Tartick and they were thinking about Blake Horseman. And he was like, I'll do anything you want. Make me the Bachelor. And his kind of like unquenchable thirst for reality TV fame is what drove that decision.
Yeah.
The producers likely knew, including Mike Fleiss, that he was closeted gay. They put him in the show for that reason. That's why they had Billy Eichner do that date where he says, maybe you're the 100%. That's
why
my
would
opinion.
They include that in the edit?
ABC,
Billy
my
Eichner.
opinion.
Why would they include in the edit Billy Eichner
in real time? And when Billy Eichner said that, I was like, I feel like he's right. And but then I just like moved on because I'm like, well, I guess he's not. And then we just kept watching the show.
And they put it in the show.
Yeah. Why put it in the show?
Why put that in the edit if not for the producers being like, huh? They did that on purpose. So that entire season was designed to psychologically destroy someone for our entertainment.
Mocking
or
his
for
virginity constantly. They had a panel of people to be like, is he going to lose his virginity in the fantasy suites? Well, what do you think?
Yeah. That to me was kind of like the apex of the more sinister machinations of producers. And I think it left like a weird kind of tone over the whole franchise. And from there, it just descended into obviously modern day chaos. I don't think the pandemic helped. There's a lot of things outside of their control, but that's where we are now.
Love Island didn't help.
Yeah, Love Island, Love is Blind, other franchises kind of taking the steam. But I will say, in terms of what we were talking about earlier with the guy that is very likely the next Bachelor in season 30, Taylor Frankie Paul's runner-up, it seems to me that they might be looking to air her season in January to give us that guy's story and lead right into his Bachelor season in March.
Wait, why do you think that? Do you have any knowledge that they would air it? No, I don't. But it's the scheduling to me.
But where are they going to air it? I don't think they'll air it on ABC.
I don't know. Yeah, may just dump it on Hulu or something. But
for scheduling, like they were going to do TFPs in March, right? Like they had already switched the schedule.
But this Bachelor's always in January.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe the franchise is in such disarray that like they don't even really know what the fuck they're doing with the schedule. I don't know. These are all things that we are left to just wonder about because, again, there is no formal announcement or statement from ABC, from Warner Brothers, from anybody involved in this franchise still, except us. We're the ones sitting here talking about all this shit, you know?
Here we are.
And you know what's interesting with Shane? So I found out that he comes in second because people spoiled. Well, after the show was canceled, I didn't really even care anymore. And people spoil it for me all the time anyway. But I will say from night one, I didn't think much of him. Like I remember him being funny. Am I allowed to say this legally, ABC? He was funny in episode 1.
In your opinion, he was funny.
I'm never opening my mail again.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a letter for talking to me. I remember he had like a little funny shtick with her, and I remember thinking in my head, "Oh, this guy's gonna be like the best friend. Like he's gonna be the friend that comes in like 6th." That's how I like envisioned him. So when I found out he came in second, I'm like, "Oh, maybe he's cuter than I thought he was." Because you know when they go further, you're like you look at him a little differently.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, he's kind of hot," but I don't think at first glance I was like that into him. So yeah, now I'm kind of interested if we know it's going to be Shane, do we really trust that the edit we're going to potentially see, is it even really his edit or is it the edit of this person's going to be the Bachelor? So we have to make him look like this perfect guy the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I think is,
it'll be, they will try to cut Taylor Frankie Paul out of the show and it will be like a show about him ascending and then getting his heart broken, I think.
Yeah.
If he is the choice, this is why I think they're going to air the season. If he is the choice, I think they know, or they at least feel compelled to air that season to give us his narrative as the runner up. If they do pick this guy and none of us have seen him, like, I don't think that matters actually, but I think they think it matters. I think they think, how will people get on board?
I don't think that's enough of a reason to air it, but they've done dumber shit before, allegedly, in my opinion.
I mean, it's kind of the Mel Owens effect. Like no one knew him and no one like was invested in him. It was his podcast scandal that got people somewhat invested, but barely. I don't know. I kind of would like to know the person and be a little bit more invested. I think if they don't air this, I don't know how I feel about the season airing or not. I don't really know if more Taylor is going to be good for anyone. Like her health, our health, you know, everyone.
We're already getting it. She's in the next 3 seasons of Secret Lives.
I learned that from you. I didn't know that. And I was like, oh gosh, in what capacity? Is she going to be like a 5%, like do a couple confessionals here and there? Like, I don't think they're going to make her the lead like she used to be.
When we last left Mom Talk, she was the de facto leader of Mom Talk.
Okay,
even if she's not on screen, she's always like the main character, the A story. Wait, did you watch Secret Lives? Yeah. So you saw the season 4 where she's leading up to being the Bachelorette and she's clearly like shouldn't be the Bachelorette.
I couldn't believe that that's how they wanted to like present their new Bachelorette to the world. On one hand, for like a train wreck, like people who like trash TV, brilliant. On the other hand, it's like, this is what we're doing. She's literally, and then the, what was it? Dakota, like Save Me a Rose, Taylor. That's how we're going to lead up the season. Yes.
It was in my opinion, allegedly, etc.
Yeah.
It was, I don't want to say the final nail in the coffin because there's so many others, but really to me, I think the final nail was Jen Tran being forced to watch back the Demonstrated Proposal and Jesse Palmer being like, you ready to watch it back? And the phrase, do I have a choice? Coming from your lead after the final rose, to me was it. But this Taylor Frankie Paul thing to me was like watching that whole season. It was basically an ad for anti-Bachelorette. The
1,000%.
whole tone of the franchise of Bachelor, whether you're Bachelorette or Bachelor, whoever the lead is, that person is presented at the very least, not necessarily a perfect person. Sometimes there are flawed ones like Ben Higgins is unlovable, etc. But they are usually presented at the very least as someone ready to find the love of their life and start a family together or get married or whatever. Somebody who is ready for a very serious relationship that will end in an engagement.
Right.
That entire season 4 was antithetical to that in such a way that you're like, well, what am I even going to be watching? Am I supposed to be rooting for her or against her? And so this, to me, it kind of harkened back a little bit to, God, I don't want to start giving my thesis, but we have to go back to season 18 when Pablo Gallo was first villain Bachelor.
I knew it.
That's when the blood got in the mouths of the producers and they started to see the leads as like people we should make look bad. And this was, to me, kind of the final pinnacle of it. Like, we're making her look horrible in every possible way except one, which is she's famous. And is that enough to kind of carry the whole franchise? And obviously it turns out no.
I feel like they flew too close to the sun with the like chaos storyline. They were like, okay, we got a controversial figure. Let's do messy Tay. Like,
I think she also had a hand in making herself look bad though too. Like, I do think I think it was a walking billboard for her not to be the Bachelorette, but like her not getting out of bed when her flight was leaving to be the Bachelorette. Oh. Like, that's her. I'm sure behind the scenes, the producers are like, this is brilliant. This is gold. But like, that's her behavior. And
she seems unwell to me that entire season. Like, I'm like, how did she pass the psych evaluation?
I don't think
necessary
they care
to be the lead.
I don't think they care.
The most telling moment in that season to me was when the Harry Jowsey enters the scene and he puts like one toe into that house where they're all sitting there and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to leave. Bye. When Harry Jowsey's like, I'm fucking out of here, you have trouble. That is not a place you want to be.
You don't want to be more chaotic than Jowsey.
No.
Yeah. Even he recognized this was a fucking dumpster fire. But that season 4 was just like, it was so wild to me. Like you're saying, surely Taylor Frankie Paul has a lot of input and ideas for like staying in bed, or I'm going to fly in this guy from Nashville to like do practice dating on or whatever.
Yeah.
But the idea that like we've cast you as the Bachelorette, you know that going into shooting season 4, and there's no kind of like ABC and the team that does Secret Lives working together in any capacity to be like, this is the narrative we want to tell. Or if they were, that's the narrative they wanted to tell. That's insane. And it just shows, in my opinion, a complete lack of understanding of what the Bachelor franchise is. And I don't know if we get back to that with Taylor Frankie Paul's runner-up as the guy who's now the head of the franchise for the first product that we're going to see in a year and a half by the time it comes out.
Yeah. That's what I mean though. Like, after everything that we've gone through with this franchise, that we're going to come back with a guy that we've never seen before. And we just have to hope that you know what you're doing enough to put the right person in the role. I just was on Almost Famous last week, and Bob Guiney said he also heard that Doug Mason could be the Bachelor. I don't know if he just heard a rumor or something, but
the ring winner?
What?
Yeah.
The ring winner? Oh.
Yeah, but he's not with her.
It's so weird. Like, if they pick a guy from her season, I think that means they will air her season. Because if you're just going to pick one of those guys and not air her season, why not pick another guy who doesn't have that attachment, who doesn't have that baggage to the cursed season? You know, if you're just going to roll with somebody that none of us know, just pick another Alex Michelle type who's like got a good job and went to a good college, and we're fine with that. You know what I mean?
And what was up with Bachelor Happy Hour doing the intros to all the guys? Like, nothing is less interesting than a full podcast episode interviewing someone that I have no clue anything about them. And why did you do that?
I'll tell you why. To shut them up. Period.
Shut the guys up?
Yes. They were dangling carrots for every one of those motherfuckers. We're going to put you on Happy Hour. There may be a paradise. So all you got to do is play ball, go on Happy Hour, say what we tell you to say, and you'll be coming to paradise. Oh, we're throwing a party in LA. You guys can make some social media about it. Tease that the season might come out. None of that was ever going to happen. They played those fucking guys. Played them. Period.
I do think there was a period, like, obviously when Reality Steve was saying that it was going to come out in July, and then obviously July came and gone and it never happened. I do think when he originally said it, there was a plan that it could have come out, but so much has come out with Taylor and Dakota since then, and it's gotten so much more dramatic and messy that they're like, you know what, maybe we should just cut our losses and move on. And that's where I think we're at. I do think there was a period of time where it was going to come out. And now it's like, I don't want to see it. Like I'm exhausted by the Taylor updates. I actually have, sorry, Taylor, I have her muted on Instagram because I'm just like, it's every day. There's something new and
interesting.
I'm exhausted. I'm really exhausted by her.
And it's I don't know. Like the kids, like, I don't know. It's just,
that's what I mean. Like there's bigger fish to fry here.
So much worse.
Get your kids back. And
I mean, if you're going to be realistic and not do Chalamet, I would say a Summer House guy or a Love Island guy or like someone else that's a little squeakier clean than perhaps what they have done.
Yeah. I mean, I still very much want to see the season as a completionist and as somebody who understands, I think, the details of the entire history of the Bachelor franchise. That is a giant gap in our information, in our data of what this thing is, and that season is shot, it is cut, it is sitting on hard drives right now, every episode of it. And they're just like you're saying, maybe there was a time where they were like, oh, we should air it. And then we don't know. And then Dakota releases another video and now she's going to a custody hearing and, the cops are, there were so many things that kind of like happened in reaction to even the rumor that the season may come out. And then a new video would come out or a new thing would come out, a new story. Oh, we can't do it. But it exists. People have seen it. The people who work on the show have all seen it. I would hazard a guess others have seen it. I would hazard a guess that those close to the people who work on the show might have seen it in one capacity or another. It is like when we first started this podcast, we had a thing called the Dark Seasons, which was seasons 2 through 7. We had kind of scoured the internet and done our best to find all these seasons to get the data for like the game mechanics of it so that we could have our stats and our probabilities and whatever. And we could not find seasons 2 through 7. And our opinion was that there were things in those seasons that ABC didn't want exposed because most of the other seasons you could get on Amazon or whatever, Yeah. This is the darkest of those seasons. Ooh. And it is like a new dark season 20 years later. I need to see it just for my own statistical purposes.
Having the pilot, the first episode taken away from us is just like, I try to never have any regrets, but
yeah, that was a bad call. You should have just watched it the night before, Lizzie.
So stupid.
I don't regret it though. Because I would be even more incensed now if I had seen the first episode and not gotten to see the whole season. I like
that's
that
a good
it's
way to look at it.
I literally have my notes still on my computer of like my recap notes for episode 1. I'm like, not going to delete them. You never know, but
the darkest document. You'll be getting a letter very soon. Delete that document.
Yeah.
Why did you take notes?
Oh my God. It's like when we were covering that, when that was happening, you getting the letter, I was just like sitting there thinking to myself, like, who fucking okayed this? Is it just somebody, in the kind of hierarchy of ABC Legal that's just bored one day? Or is this like a concerted effort from the head of ABC Legal that's like, you must send the letter to Stefanie Parker today?
You know what's weird too? I, a couple of months ago, got an email about Bachelor Nation at Sea.
Oh my God.
Did you guys?
Wait, stop. No.
Wait, did you get the offer to go on your own dime?
No.
Oh, they were going to pay for your shit?
I got an email a few months ago, not from like Bachelor people, but from like a company that I think was doing publicity for Bachelor Nation at Sea. And basically they didn't like say, we will pay for you, but they like wanted to pique my interest, I guess, and said, in my opinion, this is how I took the email, that, if you want to come, you can get the cruise. I don't know, something. This was a really long time ago. So then I kind of left it alone. Then I interview Hannah Brown. And with Hannah Brown, her publicist was on the call. And in the interview with Hannah Brown, she said, are you going on the cruise? I'm going. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. But like they did say something to me about it, but I wasn't sure if it was legit. And she's like, you should go follow up, ask them. And then the publicist said, you can name drop me. Tell them that I said that you should come. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, then I will. So then I didn't write back to the Wait, sorry, I'm telling it wrong. The original people who wrote me, I did write back and say, like, just maybe a few days later, yes, yeah, I want to hear more. And then they said, like, sorry, we're no longer like either booking. They weren't interested anymore. I don't know why. I don't know if they like were dropped by, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So then I left it alone.
They're like, I'm so sorry. I confused the cruise stack with the like to be sued stack.
Literally. So then when Hannah said it to me, I was like, oh, who's this other company anyway? Why don't I just go straight to like the ABC people that I know?
Yeah.
So then when Hannah said it and I had the publicist saying I can name drop her, I wrote the ABC people that I know. And I literally said like, oh, I just interviewed Hannah Brown. The publicist said this. I did get an email previously. I don't really know what happened with that. Like, are you still looking for creators to come on the cruise? And they basically were like, we're not interested at this time. Thank you. We'll let you know if anything changes. And I'm like, okay. And I just kind of left it at that.
Is the cruise still happening?
So I got,
in my opinion,
it is happening. In my opinion, I was told by someone who's an alumni that they had to open up selling to like regular non-fans because not enough people were buying. Do you know?
I heard
that
this
thing?
Too. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I heard this too, that they are basically
like
merging a regular cruise with the Bachelor Nation at sea.
Who the hell who doesn't care about Bachelor wants to go on that cruise though? I would be annoyed.
I don't think they do want to go on that cruise. I think they're buying a cruise not knowing some portion of the people are going to be Bachelor fans.
But then they won't send people like us who could literally podcast and make content while we're there and actually promote it even more.
They are trying to.
I mean, no one has followed the cruise more than us.
Wait, can we just title this episode, In My Opinion?
We should start a podcast, all three of us, and just call it that, In My Opinion.
In my opinion.
In my opinion, this isn't even my opinion. This really happened. Lizzie and I were going to go to Bachelor Live on Stage when they were going to do it at the Talking Stick Resort in Arizona, whatever year that was, maybe like 3 years ago or something, right? We bought tickets. God. We had our hotel.
It was going to be Ben Higgins and Becca Kufrin.
Yeah, because no one bought tickets to it. Literally no one.
Who wants to see that? Weren't they like
me?
We did.
Titanic?
Very badly.
We were the only tickets in the audience for the day we picked.
Wait.
Almost. There were a couple others.
But you didn't go. It was canceled.
They canceled the whole thing. But yeah, that was going to be Ben Higgins. That I feel like so bad for Ben Higgins, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he has been done dirtier than almost anybody other than maybe Rachel Lindsay of any of the leads in recent history. That guy was like in line to host the fucking franchise and he did everything they asked. He hosted those after shows. He hosted the Bachelor Live on Stage. He
came back for many councils of crowns that then didn't even make the edit.
Did everything they asked of him. And I don't even think was considered when Harrison got kicked out. I don't even think his name was in the pile. But
do you think he should have been the host? I don't think I like Ben a lot. I don't think he's host material for the show. I think Jesse was a great choice.
I like Darkwing Palmer.
I love Jesse.
I don't think he's bad in any way, and he certainly toes the company line. When they had him in that darkened studio, Bachelor Nation, we hear you. I mean, Jesus, that guy can lay it on like nobody else. He has like the liability. I mean, LIE ability of Dark Lord Harrison, but has a little more charm. He's less sinister, less MAGA, perhaps.
I've said in the past, like, he's easy at being forgettable, which Chris Harrison was as well. Like, you don't want the host to steal the spotlight. I think when Caitlin and Tayshia were the hosts, like, I really wasn't a fan of that because I don't think the hosts should be the show. The show should be the lead. Jesse's good at kind of blending in the background, in my opinion.
I wasn't a fan because they should have just picked one woman. 2 women does not equal a man.
Well,
it's 2026.
Right. They're like, totally. I totally agree. I had the same thought.
Some hosts, I think, can do it. RuPaul, Alan Cumming. There are some hosts who are like the main character of the show, and it works, in my opinion. But Bachelor is not that. I agree with you. The primary thing is the love story, whereas in like RuPaul, the primary thing is RuPaul judging the players, Yeah. Or even with Alan Cumming, the primary thing is kind of the vibe and the tone of like, we're all in this sinister castle where I'm orchestrating a game of murder. So he really is like the main character narratively. But all that said, we had tickets to go to this Talking Stick Resort thing. They cancel the whole thing. And so that was kind of a precursor really to this Bachelor cruise. And so they hadn't done a Bachelor Live on Stage event in a long time. Did you ever go to one of those, by the way?
No. I had no interest either.
I was supposed to go, but I had COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, Lizzie had COVID, so I went to one in LA at the Ace Theater here downtown in Los Angeles. And it was eye-opening, to say the least. This was this must have been, 5 years ago? So The Bachelor was still very much like in full swing. Like Lizzie said, she had COVID, but shit was opened up. It was a beyond disaster. There was one merch table. It had a few white t-shirts with a Bachelor logo printed on them. There was one little like tarp hung up that had roses on it, not even the Bachelor logo, just roses that you could stand and take your picture in front of. And then they put on this event where they had James Bonsall was the Bachelor for this performance. It was Becca Kufrin was hosting it. And they made they pulled like 12 contestants out of the audience who all showed up and had to sign releases. And there was like a little line at this table where they were talking to a producer to try and get on the show. And they ran through a few kind of like simulated Bachelor little dates. And that was the whole thing. And it was terrible, like utterly terrible. And then you could pay an extra, whatever it was, like $100 to take pictures with the Bachelor players, which was them behind a velvet rope. You were on the other side of it. You just walked in front of them and somebody took your picture and you walked off. It was so bad. And I was just like, this could be amazing if you did like a Bachelor Con type thing. And so I've always been fascinated with like, why aren't they doing live Bachelor events? This IP is huge. There's a massive, rabid fan base, at least at the time. And now that has like kind of devolved into this Bachelor cruise thing, which is like, now it's just a regular cruise with some people who like Bachelor. That's what we're doing now.
I know. It's so weird. And that event sounds like god awful too. Like some things don't need to happen. I remember at that time, they were like struggling to sell tickets. I remember hearing about that. And I'm like, well, no one asked for this though. Why are we doing this? Why is Sydney doing Taylor lyrical dances? You thought she told me she was doing lyrical dances. Why? Like she was doing dancing
at the Bachelor Live on Stage. She did it at the one I went to.
But why? Why?
Well, this is what I'm getting at. Like the people running this shit it's either like back burner last thought or they are horrible creatively. Like if you have an IP this big with this many people that are like big stars in it, it's like what they do for Housewives. At BravoCon.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we do that with Bachelor? Oh, it's because the people running the franchise are very bad at this. And that ultimately is why I think we are where we are now in the franchise. It's just bad creative decision after bad creative decision. Also though, I think like, Bravo doesn't suffer this because they are on streaming and it's kind of bigger than its network. I know that it's Bravo technically, but it is bigger than the franchise is bigger than that. Bachelor still is chained to ABC, which is a sinking fucking rock. All network television is. And I think the people like Rob Mills, anybody who works at network television is like just looking at their watch being like, well, when are they going to shut the fucking lights off? Because it's coming and it's coming soon. And I think that's their main focus. All of the people who work at that tier are like, what am I going to do next? Did I make enough money to retire when the lights get turned out here? And they don't really care about like what's on TV. They just care about like, are we still dripping out enough of ad money to pay my fucking $1 million salary?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's of course, in your opinion. Well, that's why I say, I think it's like they're almost trying to fail. There's no way you're making these choices trying to not fail.
Yes. But like, that's the thing that is like craziest, I guess, to me about it is like, I think, in my opinion, the attitude of these people is like, well, we had a good run. All things come to an end. And there's no self-reflection about like, why is it ending though? It's because you're fucking killing it with bad decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not in a good place. That is for sure. All that said, is there anything you are looking forward to in reality television? Who do you think is doing it the best right now, et cetera?
Ooh. Good question. I don't know if this is like a hot take. I'm so excited for Earle's reality show coming up. I definitely plan to cover that. I love the Alex versus Alex drama. I covered Let's Marry Harry.
What'd you think of that?
Oh, so did you guys watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're split.
Okay, here's the thing. It wasn't groundbreaking television. I wasn't like rushing to my computer to go watch the next episode by any means. However, it was eye-opening in the sense that I feel they took the Bachelor blueprint, made it more modern, and did some things better. And all it did was make me realize just how set in their ways The Bachelor is by having so many fucking rules. Like, it's not 2002. Why? Like the fact that Harry lived in the house with the girls and that a girl could go up and take a shower with Harry. Why is The Bachelor so set in the same rules that they started from the very beginning? Why can't you evolve a little bit and stop being so outdated? And I felt that Harry's show made that more evident to me that like, wow, we are really watching a very outdated reality show with The Bachelor. I liked how, I didn't really think the friends with Harry were that necessary, but it gave something different that the friends would put someone up for elimination and Harry could save one if he wanted to.
They stole that from Bachelor.
When did the friends put people up from elimination?
Season 2 through 10, I believe.
Okay, before my time. I did not watch
and also season 6.
And
Byron Velvick lived in the house, or lived like on a guest house on the property with the women, and we had some instances of that where they would go at night, sneak out and go visit him.
Where Erica Rose was already eliminated and she came back and picked the dates. Was that 11?
Oh God, who was
She's
Erica Rose?
She's the Prince Lorenz, right?
Yeah, 9.
Whatever
season
his name
9.
is.
Prince Lorenzo Borghese, very outspoken MAGA.
Was it Jesse's season where they had the mole?
Yes.
The girl, his friend who was a woman pretended to be a contestant, but was his friend and would give goss on the women.
Wait, and then was it Charity's someone season their brother dressed up as a contestant?
It was Charity's brother dressed as a bartender. He dressed as a bartender in a wig.
In a wig and a fake mustache.
Yeah, that was the worst costume ever. That's not what I necessarily mean when I say the friend thing. I more just think it gave a twist on eliminations that I liked and how he had to save if he wanted to save. And more so him just living in the house because you believed that they actually were potentially getting to know each other a little bit better than they do on The Bachelor, since 100%. On The Bachelor, if you didn't get a date, you see him at a cocktail party for 5 minutes and that's all you saw of him for the whole week. Whereas Harry, if you didn't get a date, you can go upstairs and take a shower with him if you wanted to. They kind of, all bets were off on that show. Again, it wasn't groundbreaking TV, but I feel they did certain things better than Bachelor. But anyway, I plan to cover the reunion.
I really enjoyed the show.
Okay.
Chad less so, but I find Harry Jowsey to just be so entertaining.
I like him, yeah.
But I loved him living in the house because I think it was Sean Lowe who said, I think Catherine and I spent a total of 24 hours together before we got engaged.
Most people say that, yeah.
It's part of why Love Island is better is because they spend so much more time with the people. You can kind of buy the relationships more and it just seems more real. Rather than you can only talk to this person at this time.
To me, the seems more real is important because none of this is. Whether they're living in the house with him or whether they're under the strict rules of a Bachelor scenario, none of this shit is real. It's the extreme outlier if people actually get married and it works out and they stay together and they have kids.
Harry got married.
Yeah. Well, not really, not legally.
Yeah, we'll find out.
He got married more than I thought he would.
Yeah. He's tune into the reunion to see if we sign the marriage certificate or we rip it up. And I'm the show is Let's Marry Harry, and we're literally talking about ripping up a marriage certificate. This is such a fucking joke.
And
there's no
spoiled. There are pictures of. Sorry, I won't say anything.
Wait, really? Because I don't actually know.
It's not spoiled.
I
the show
heard
was
they're
shot
not
a year and a half ago.
It's not spoiled. I looked.
I heard I heard they're not together, but I don't know for sure.
Well, I won't say anything. This is
I
not
don't
my
know for
opinion.
sure. You don't know for sure either, Chad.
Okay, that's right.
When does
I don't
this
know
come
for
out?
Sure. It's
the
only my opinion. What's that?
When does this come out?
The reunion
This comes out tomorrow.
Is it this week?
This episode.
Yeah.
No, the reunion is the 26th. So this will come out before the reunion.
Yes.
So
yeah. So we don't know for sure. But
we don't know for sure.
What I liked about it was that it made me want to watch The Bachelor. What I didn't like about it was pretty much everything else. I thought it was very confused in like, are they giving us the Harry Jowsey who's spitting in people's mouths and forcing them to eat boogers? Or are they giving us a guy who had a horrible PTC with his dad dying, who is now a serious person, putting the booger eater away to like find a wife and have kids and move into an adult phase of his life. It was just super confused. The edit made him both a bad guy, but the main character. And it was like, well, why are you showing us him lying to this woman straight to her face and then saying, I will lie to her every fucking day if I have to? Aren't we supposed to be rooting for him? He's a piece of shit. Like the edit was confused. The production value I thought was in some cases okay, mainly terrible. Every one of the compatibility challenges they did was just like in the front yard of the house.
Yeah.
Here,
it was giving low budget.
Yeah,
I thought
totally
it looked good.
I mean,
I think I'm in between you guys, honestly. Like I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'm trying to get one of the girls on my podcast.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Have you watched all of Alex Cooper's reality shows so far?
Ew, no, I won't watch. The Love Overboard. No, I won't give her. Okay. I know Harry's is her show too, but I was at least a little more interested. I really don't like Alex Cooper.
I don't even know the Alex Earle show that you're talking about. So it's not under Alex Cooper?
No, they hate each other.
So she's no longer working for her.
No. Okay. Yeah. It's Earle Meets World. It's coming out September 4th on Netflix. And the trailer heavily implies that she's going to finally speak out on her drama with Alex Cooper.
Oh,
do you know at least the beginning story of that?
I know that there was some sort of a feud, but
yeah, Alex Cooper called her out a couple of months ago and was like, you keep doing subtle things. Like she would reshared a video that called Alex Cooper an ambulance chaser, saying that the second a woman specifically is going through a hard time in her life, they end up on Call Her Daddy. And Alex Cooper's the first person there with like the microphone in your face. Like, how is it? What happened? Tell me. And Alex Earle retweets it or reshares it on TikTok. So those things kept happening, but she wasn't outwardly saying anything. So Alex Cooper said, you clearly have something to say. So talk, here's the floor. And like basically calls her bluff. Alex Earle writes back on the video and says, okay, I'm on it. And then crickets for months. And then now the reality show comes out and it's very much implied in the trailer that all that unfolds on the show. Like she sees the video in real time on the show. She sits down, explains what happened. So there are people that think it's kind of nothing and it's not going to be a really juicy story, but I am going to definitely want to find out.
Interesting.
So
I think Alex Cooper's in right now a precarious spot. I still think she is a genius level media creator for her podcast. Obviously, the level of success she's achieved is like hard to match, maybe even unmatchable, except by Viall eventually, of course. But the thing that she has happening right now is she's trying to make reality TV shows. They have all failed. I know Let's Marry Harry was like in Netflix's top 10 for a day or whatever, but it is not it's not considered, I think, a major success by Netflix. The Hulu show Love Overboard, they did not renew for a second season. She did that Unwell Winter Games thing on YouTube to little fanfare. And at least from everything I've read and in my humble opinion, this is all likely due to her husband, who runs her production company, and a lot of people are saying is like a bad guy, bad to work for, mean to people, et cetera, et cetera. So I think there's like a turning is happening a little bit in terms of her public perception because of the workplace environment that her husband is creating, really. But I don't know what that's going to mean for future reality shows for her. I feel like she will keep getting chances probably forever. And the good news is Let's Marry Harry is the best of the three she's made. So like maybe she's getting a little better at it, but I still think just like doesn't understand some fundamental narrative structure that is necessary for any television show, reality or otherwise. And it seems to me like she just says, we've got Harry Jowsey. It's like The Bachelor. Do we have some cameras? Go do it.
Harry rhymes with Mary. Let's do it. Like, I don't think he ever really wanted to get married. He literally says throughout the whole show, like, do I even want a wife? I don't know. And I'm like, again, we're supposed to be rooting for this person who doesn't even really want to get married. I thought the scene with
I couldn't believe they were going to end at a wedding. I was like,
I know.
An engagement. Like, do we have to suspend our disbelief this much to watch it?
But also those are creative choices. Harry Jowsey writes that stuff. Like, writes in quotes. He's been very open about how he creates characters to go into reality shows, even coming up with catchphrases and things he wants to do and this and that. Like it's improv, yes, but they are having conversations with producers about
strategic improv.
Of course. And then they cut that shit into the show. So it's like it's a fundamental misunderstanding of what that show was supposed to be. You have two choices, really. There are two paths. You are saying this show is about Harry Jowsey is trying to finally get married. He is known as a fuckboy. That's his whole persona. So your two paths are you can't take the fuckboy out of the fuckboy, or he really has become an adult and he's left that behind. They never did that. They went right down the middle. Both were constantly there. And by the end of it, you're just like, well, I don't really want him to get married because he seems like a dick, but I do feel bad for him because his dad died. And now I guess they're in Australia.
I cried in the finale.
I cried too. I did. Wow. I cried when he was watching the montage with Amber of his dad. I'm like, all right, come on.
Yeah. That's very sad. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not pulling like real emotions and from real events in his life. Certainly that's what reality TV is. It's pro wrestling. That's why I love it. But I just think that the show was confused. Like I always say this and I mean it every time. Give me the footage and let me cut that show. I will give you a better show.
1,000%.
You would double down on the bugger tapes.
It would just be a whole bunch of challenges of people eating boogers. No, I would cut that shit out. I would go the other way. I would make him a fucking bachelor so that we give a shit about him getting married in the end. I would pump up their relationship because I do feel like it was a very truncated season. We only got whatever it was, 7 episodes or 8 episodes. Yeah. And I really didn't get enough time with any of the players to care about any of them winding up with him. I would have given his like final 3 way more time. I would have truncated the beginning of the season where he's kicking off like half the players in those stupid fucking reverse engagement ceremony. I would just get rid of all of that, to be honest with you. I would maybe make 6 episodes of the final 3, as much as I could find footage of them so that we give a shit about it to some degree. I think it was just misproduced, honestly.
I also would have gone solo Georgia hosting. I don't think you needed all 3 of the friends.
Yeah, I wasn't invested in them. But I was saying the scene of Alex Cooper, how she has to insert herself into this show for some reason. But her sitting there and she's like, you're about to get married, okay? This is your wife. I'm like, are we really? Like, we're all in on the fact that this is not real. This isn't really going to be a real marriage, but just seeing her act, I found kind of comical.
I agree. Her acting, that's where she is on par with Nick Viall. Both of their acting skills are very similar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wait, what's Nick again? I forget his show. Oh, it doesn't matter if they're 50 or they're 20. Love has no number or whatever.
Edge of Attraction.
Except the difference is we're actually watching you say that. 2. On Age of Attraction, you don't see Nick Viall saying it. It's played over the back of his head or someone else's face because they had to ADR that.
Can he not say lines?
Correct. Have you watched any of his acting?
Allegedly, in Chad's opinion.
In that movie about the cruise where he was like the guy that delivered the towels? Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
2 super fans.
Got that. You've got his Halo Top commercials. You've got, he was on, I think, an episode of The Middle as a substitute teacher at the height of his powers. He tried the acting thing for a minute. He really, really did. And now he's doing faceless hosting. When he was the co-host with Patty Stanger on Millionaire Matchmaker, or I think they reduced it to just The Matchmaker when it was on CW. Did you watch any of that shit?
No.
So I watched every episode, of course. He's literally the co-host of the show with her. The premise of the show is there's one man, one woman each episode who come to Patty Stanger to seek being set up basically with whoever, viable candidates for love. And Viall and Patty Stanger go through a digital board of people that are like these eligible people in the dating pool and who they're going to set them up with. And then they go out on the dates with them and give pointers to whoever about, oh, you need to ask more questions or whatever, this and that. When I tell you that grand total, I believe that season was 8 episodes. Viall is probably in it for a grand total of 6 minutes across 8 episodes. They cut him out of everything they could. It was unbelievable to me. And even as we were watching like Age of Attraction, the trailers when they were coming out, he wasn't in the trailers.
It was like his shoulder. And Natalie would be talking.
Yeah, it's like, hi, I'm Natalie Joy. And then you would just hear off screen, and I'm not around. And that would be it. You know?
Natalie's not bad at hosting.
I know. She's got some chops. I think with a couple of years, she's going to be a pretty good Dark Lord. I don't get why Viall keeps getting the on-camera work, but he does. And congratulations to him. I'll watch it all.
Congrats, Nick. Good job.
Well, congratulations to to Stefanie on getting this letter. I do think it is an incredible badge of honor to be singled out by ABC Legal for simply speaking to people. I am. You have no idea. I would frame that shit. I would make wallpaper out of it.
I was excited because I was like, oh, now I don't have to think of an episode idea this week. I could just like talk about this. So that was good. And yeah, I don't know. Just
always be creating. You're like, oh, good content.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, have you been reached out to by other players now who want to come on your show because of it? Or has this made you kind of like nuclear to them?
Yeah, I mean, it's only been like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Peg Munson wants to come back on for sure. And I was like, Peg, you're literally in the legal letter. I don't know if I should have you back on right now.
Do it, Peg. Do it.
Hell yes.
And I said, I'm like, girl, go and make a TikTok and say whatever you want to say. You don't have to say it on my platform. But she was very, I don't know if you've seen her post about it, but she's very angry about my letter on my behalf.
I mean, there was a moment where you did the interview with them. I did an interview with Cindy Kohlers shortly after. And there was kind of some online talk back and forth about Cindy might have lied about Mel coming into her room or something. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep.
And they seem to have some animosity. We were going to have Peg and Mel on. I even went, do I have it somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
I even went and bought an LA Rams hat that I was going to wear to try and butter him up a little bit, you know. But then that all fell apart. And I think it was because of ABC was then pressuring them. In my opinion, I don't have any actual information about that, but it seemed very strange that it was just like, oh no, sorry, we can't do that anymore. And I was like, okay. It seemed like somebody had pressured them to no longer talk about this, that the kind of like, not even that it was a scandal. Again, we're the only fucking people talking about this, but like
we're the only people who know who they are.
That too. It did seem to me like ABC was like, we need to get them to shut up about this because it was the only thing in Bachelor Nation at the time, and still is the only thing about it. That is the most recent Bachelor product, scandal, story, whatever that we have from the whole franchise.
Was Grant not last? Wasn't Grant last?
No, it was Mel Owens and Peg Munson was the final season. Yeah, Grant was that earlier that year.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, so that's what they said about them specifically in the interview that's what they said specifically about them in the letter was that they are technically still under contract. Like they need approval. Mind you, they had already been on my show with ABC on the line. So Peg asked me, do I need approval to come back? And I was like, you have the contract. I don't know. You go ask them. And then I never heard from her about it. And then they came on. So I'm assuming you asked them. They said yes. Right. Exactly. At what point is the interviewer at fault for the talent not getting approval? Send me the contract if you want me to manage all these people and make sure that they're abiding by it. But I don't really think I'm to blame.
I think Peg should double down, come on, tell her story. I mean, she's diffused bombs. She can.
True.
She's not scared of anything.
The irony is that when they came on this last time that was in the legal letter, we didn't even talk about The Bachelor. It literally was life after the show. Like, what is life like today? Like with nothing, no talk about the show.
Wouldn't even
that's
be
the one you choose.
Contract.
That's the only thing you had on me.
It's odd.
That's what I'm saying. Like what they're bored, I guess, because there's no Bachelor programming on the air. So they're like, well, what can we do? They're just like flipping through a list of people they can send mean letters to. And they're like, yeah, do that one. That's what it feels like to me. It's so crazy. Like to think that is the top priority of the ABC legal department is beyond insane to me.
Well, that's what I said in my coverage of it. I'm like, your lead, Taylor Frankie Paul, ruined her own season by saying she slept with Dakota a day after getting engaged to Doug Mason. Your lead said that in writing on social media, but you're going to come for me because I'm asking questions like any other podcast host, any other person, any other journalist asks questions. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But
do you think at all, did this produce the Streisand effect at all for you?
I don't know what the Streisand effect is.
It's a name that was given to basically like when people threaten you with legal action, that it puts more attention on the thing than they wanted in the beginning, because the threat is basically to like keep it quiet, but it produces the opposite. It was named after, I want to say in the 80s, a photographer was out in Malibu, I think it was Malibu, taking pictures of the beach. And in one of these pictures, there's like a giant mansion on this cliff overlooking the beach. And the picture, I believe, was published in a magazine or something. And that house is Barbara Streisand's, and she sued the photographer. And people were like, what? It's a public beach. Go fuck yourself. Up? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're saying so like I got more attention?
Yes.
I mean, I did an entire podcast episode about me.
Right.
Like, and then I just did another one with Bob Guinea about it.
Yeah.
And I'm here with you guys. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. Man. Yeah. Well, we can't thank you enough for being here and talking about this stuff with us. I find it endlessly fascinating. And we are in your corner, in our opinion, in this, entire thing. I just think it's so absurd. And it really is to me just like at this time in our beloved game, we are witnessing like, I think easily the worst moment in the history of the franchise. And it's like they're choosing to do this shit. Mind blowing.
Do we think they listened or watched? Do we think they like circulated the episode to the legal department?
Which your episode with Peg?
Yeah. No, like me outing the legal letter. Like did they screen it during a conference?
I mean, that's the hottest goss in the department. They're like, oh my God, I'm getting talked about my letter.
Yeah, maybe they're high-fiving. Good job, bro. They all did this just to, like, as a lark, just to see how much press they could get out of it.
They're like, finally, something to talk about around here.
Yeah.
Nothing going on.
For sure, they watched it and discussed it. But you are welcome here anytime to discuss anything you like.
It's been way too long.
I know. And you guys got to come back over on mine, too, please.
Yeah, anytime you want. Maybe perhaps as what are we in August? I feel like some announcement has to be imminent about who the next Bachelor is and when that season's going to air.
Love that confidence.
I just don't think they can wait until...
Let's up when they do.
Get my hopes up ever again for anything.
They're shooting that
on
fucking
this roller
season.
Coaster.
Look, that season has been ordered. People are in place to make that season. Casting is happening in that season. It's in the final rounds of that.
But you know what? Invite us for a group date. Let us host something. Like I want to be involved. If you're going to do it, involve us. Like stop making stupid choices.
Yes.
I thought they were going in the right direction. You know, they had K York City come down to VIP to do press. They had that roast. They had Jared Freed came and roasted people for that.
Okay, but that wasn't us.
Golden Bachelor date.
No.
I know, but I'm saying there's a chance.
This is what I have
ready.
I have pitched this a million times on our show that we should be hosting a Hooju group date where we train them how to do the Hooju and we rate the Hoojus. I have literally done this in real life at DePaul University after giving a talk on The Bachelor. Then I impromptu, they were like, let's do a Hooju contest. You can judge it, BachelorClues. Yeah. So I judged a Hooju contest in real life. It was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, I always think they should, I know we need to wrap up, but if we're talking about group dates real quick, I think they should do group dates where you're actually putting people in difficult situations so you can see the real them. Like, Tell them, like, put them in the
conflict.
airport and say their flight is going to be taking off in 15 minutes and they have to get through the airport, and like they're getting held up at security. That's how you get to know someone, not these stupid comedy dates that you do. I think we can really make a better show, but
lose their suitcases.
Yeah, send them to a real restaurant and have the server just constantly bringing them the wrong shit.
Yeah, put them on the phone with customer service and have it be like disconnected the whole time. Like, come on,
have them set up internet in their new apartment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'd watch all that shit. Well, thank you again, Stefanie, so much, and thanks for all that you do in the Bachelor community as well. You know, I know you're saying that like this letter is, you know, water off a duck's back, but nonetheless, it couldn't have been fun to get that. And we appreciate your response to it and all the media that you've made around it as well.
Oh, cool.
And we
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Theoretical positive letter. Vocally.
Yeah, write me one. I'll read your letter on air too.
Okay, yeah.
It's the exact opposite. We just want to start out by saying we're threatening no legal action whatsoever.
Yeah. Go continue what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody go check out She's All Batch. It's fantastic. And thanks again, Stefanie, for joining us.
Thank you guys. And I'll have you on soon.
Yeah, we're down.
All right.
Praise be Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.